Hey everybody, welcome back to the Laser Lab. After being absent for a year, we thought today would be a good day to start back up. So welcome and be prepared for a good show. Wanted to introduce Jose, who's in the bubble today.
Hello.
Jose is on our marketing team. He's one of our newest additions in the last year. He's responsible for some of the graphics that we have on social media. Jose is also my Spanish sales guy, so he speaks Spanish. If you want to buy a machine, call in and you'll talk with him.
Yes, cualquier cosa ya saben. Just give me a call and we're here to help.
Speaking of new hires, we brought in a new person. He might be a familiar face. We thought it'd be a good idea to have him up here with me. It's a little bit lonely. Please welcome Walker and Brittany. It's been a while.
It has been a while. So we are back with a new Inside the Laser Lab, new team members, and new lasers. Right?
Yes. New machines, new everything, new team. We've got new marketing people. We've got sales people. It's a great year. It's a great time to start back up.
So I'm excited to be back. I see some familiar faces in the chat. Thank you for joining us. We're going to do a lot of new things this time around. New video stuff. We got Jose for the Spanish and all sorts of things, and especially the lasers. I'm still learning the UV laser, which is the newest laser, right?
Yeah, UV is new for 2022. It can mark just about any kind of material. It's a really, really cool laser. We actually have one that's going to be shipping to France soon, so it's going overseas, international.
Omelette du fromage to my French speakers out there. So we do have the new UV laser, and I'm sort of new to it. So we did a materials video to cover almost everything it did. So this is our promo video for that.
Check it out.
Wow. UE still to this day surprises me. I'm still fairly new to it as well. The UE just has a couple months that the company released it fully to the public, so we're all still new to it. But if I had one machine that I would say I wanted to take home, I would probably choose a UE just because you can literally mark almost anything, if not anything.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
It's a great machine. I actually marked this with the UV. Lighting's kind of bad, but you can see the marking on it. You can mark just about anything with the UV, as Jose said, and super cool machine. Definitely check it out. Message our sales team if you want one.
It's extremely clean. Spot size is the same as the other fibers?
I think the spot size is a little bit more precise, to be honest. Our engineering team might know a little bit more. It's super fast, super precise. You can mark glass. We're working on doing like subsurface glass marking with the UV laser, so you can do like images within like glass cubes.
3D images?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually got to work with the fiber and the UV, and the fiber on glass actually leaves you a whole bunch of little like crumbs and a whole bunch of little not solid lines, as the UV is just super solid. Like, it's super clean. You can't even feel that it's there. It just looks like it was part of it.
So somebody said it's like a marker, right?
Yeah, it's almost like a Sharpie or like a marker is what some of our team here has said. Anything that you can mark with a marker, you probably can mark with the UV. We have quite a few people that are using it for glass, and we have other people that are using it for other types of applications. It will mark just about anything. Not necessarily good for cutting, but as you see in the video, we cut MDF with it. So definitely check it out. If you're interested in one, give us a call.
Yes, ma'am. So speaking of new, we have a new team member on the marketing team that we wanted to introduce with a project. She's done a couple of engravings, like everybody starts out with the engravings, right? And then sort of evolves into the cutting. And more advanced things. So she wanted to do something special for her friend, and that is this video.
So I saw this board in the lobby, and I thought, that's really freaking cool, and I want to make my own board. So I'm going to grab my own skateboard. I'm going to engrave a design on it, but I also want to gift it to someone who will actually skate it and enjoy it. So this is my best friend Cole. He has not seen the final product. He doesn't really know what it is, and I kind of just went with what he likes in general. So if you don't like it, you like it?
Yeah, the grip's like really insane to do that.
So you have your Mind Flayer, and you have your Wizard, and all your favorite things. So now you gotta build it.
Okay.
Who's gonna build this board?
That's so detailed.
Let's do it. Woo!
I've never done this.
What do you think about that, Jose?
Working on it was actually really, really fun. I'm still, like I said, very new to the company and everything, so knocking out a skateboard like that, to me, was still, I stared at the project the whole time from beginning to end. Like, it was just something that, till this day, I'm like, wow, like, we can do this with the laser. Like, it's literally just shows you that it's up to your imagination what you can do and what you can create.
What I think about, like, that's cool about skateboards is it's just an engraving, right?
Right.
But there's, like, for some reason, it's just not a flat piece of wood. It's more dynamic. It's going to be used for something. You can do the grip tape, all sorts of stuff. Just make sure it's not PVC-based grip tape, or else
Not safe.
yeah, not safe to cut. But I just think great first project. It's very dynamic when it comes to, like, the curvatures. You have to focus very specifically, and you'll notice that we focus to, like, not the low point, not the high point, but right in the middle, and then run the job on a general engraving. It's not going to always be in focus. But it still turns out pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. Jose, you got the shot of like the underneath of the skateboard for Ashley's project, right?
Yes, correct, yeah.
Super cool shot.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, there was, like I said, super fun shoot and a super fun project.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
What
that
machine
was,
was that done on?
yeah, it was done on the PS36, right?
Correct,
Yeah.
yes, for the acrylic, yes, for the acrylic wood, yeah.
Yeah. So it's done, but we were going to do the Titan. It could easily be done in Titan, but the engineers were, tinkering away at it, and we had some other projects to do. So, speaking of the Titan,
I love the Titan. I actually did a mirror in the Titan, and Ashley did a mirror on one of our PS24s.
you did a full-length mirror, right?
Yeah, I think it's a 4-foot tall mirror, something
It's a
like
little
that.
taller than you.
It's the same height as me.
95% of the things
Or a
that
little
I've
shorter.
done, 95% of anything that I've done in this company is probably done with the Titan. Yeah,
Cool.
It's just everything fits in it. We need to move it somewhere, pick it up and go. And it's super, super fun.
I think that's the biggest benefit is that the pros, like I have a big, 48 by 36, not bragging or anything, but the Titan, if I have to move my pro, it's a total pain in the butt.
Right.
And, get a trailer and this and that. If you have a long bed truck, you can throw a Titan in there, not a big deal. So I'm sort of jealous for anybody that has to move their machine that has the Titan. a lot easier.
Yeah, goes through any door, moves. It's really cool. Speaking of the Titan, we're actually running a great sale on it right now. So if you've ever looked at Glowforge is on sale for $6,995 for the Pro. We are actually running the Titan over Walker's face, $1,000 more than the Glowforge. So the price is $7,995 to start, and you can add on a camera. You can get some custom colors. If you've checked out some of our marketing, we have some really cool custom Titans out there. We have a pink and white one, a red one, teal and black. And we just shipped a brand new purple Titan to one of our Facebook friends. Colorful Crafter, I believe, is her Facebook company name. Her name's Pasquale. It's a really beautiful machine. If you're interested in Titan, definitely message our sales team or give me a call. I'd be happy to help you. We have a few other sales we're running too.
Don't forget, if you have friends that speak Spanish and you think they might be interested, but you're like, oh, we don't know if they haven't said anything about Spanish, we do speak Spanish. So.
FSL is habla español now.
Correct. So if you have friends, family that don't speak English, send them our way. We speak Spanish.
Yeah, and since you know so much about the Titan, that'd be a great machine for you to sell and speak
I've been
Spanish
here for
about.
a little bit, so I know a little bit about it.
Awesome.
And you also do sign language?
I do
You can
sign
do a video
language.
chat and just be like, thank you for joining us.
ASL is my first language, and I was working on certifications for a little bit there to do ASL.
We should have you in the bubble doing the whole show.
Yeah, no.
No?
But
Too much
great
work?
suggestion. Just, I'm not certified to do that, but I could do it.
So you can
If y'all
do it.
really wanted me to.
Yeah, we have some customers that need that.
So speaking of sales, we have a few other machines on sale. The PS24, which happens to be one of my favorite units. And if Ava's watching right now, Ava has a PS24. She is a young teenage entrepreneur. We actually just did a customer highlight video on her.
Yeah,
Machines
watch
on
the video.
Yeah,
She's really talented.
she's super talented. She actually just made a sign for my little nephew. She's great. If you haven't seen it yet, it's on sale for $6,499. Great price, and it's a 90-watt tube, so lots of capabilities. We also are doing free shipping on the Muse hobby lasers still, so the Muse Core, Muse 3D, if you're looking for one of those, still free shipping. Don't have to worry about the price of shipping because it's a little outrageous.
Before we leave the skateboard topic, we actually have a comment on here coming in from Facebook. They want to know the brand of the grip tape. You happen to know that?
I do not know. I just know we searched PVC-free grip tape. I forget what it's called, but we could put it in the comments below afterwards.
Yeah, I think Fred Jones might know, and a little
Fred
shout out to him because he's the one that let us do the live show.
We'll move on. Fred Jones, he's a great guy.
And then lastly, outside of the Muse hobby lasers, we actually reduced our prices a couple months ago and are still honoring the price for our fiber Gowell units. They're at a really affordable price right now, so if you're looking to get into a fiber machine, definitely check those out. We just launched our version 2 case in the MOPA. So if you're looking for a fiber laser for metal engraving, guns, weapons, it can also do polymers, dark acrylic, things like that.
Tools,
give us a call.
Everything.
All of it, but mostly metal, dark acrylic, stone as well, I found out.
Yeah.
And leather.
Of course. Almost everything.
Almost.
Almost. So we are always trying to build cool things to show you guys what's capable with our lasers, and we have a familiar face, Travis, on the build. He built the ultimate clock, and we want to showcase that video right now for you.
Check it out.
You know, that's big, but I think we could go bigger with moving parts. I'm doing it. Alright, so I have my clock mounted here, and I have the gear mounted here as well. Before I install these, I'm going to actually put the rest of the gears on this, and then put the cap on, and we should be good to go. Time to assemble this. It's in multiple layers, so we got metal and acrylic. The metal is the main frame, and then all the gears are acrylic. So right now I'm actually installing little spacers that are going to hold the top in place that then the hands go on top of. Once this is all said and done, these gears should move just fine, and it should tell time like How's that? Is that bigger? I'll tell you what, I'm going to make all these files available so you can make this for yourself. And if you want, maybe you can make it even bigger or smaller, whatever you'd like. Now, where am I going to go hang this?
Nice.
I don't know about you guys, but that project came just in time.
Yeah, right on time.
Travis was really hands-on with that project. Dun-dun-dun. So, I thought that was a very cool project, the ultimate clock project. We used metal and acrylic. And was there wood in there?
Was
No
there
wood?
any wood in here, Trav?
No
No
wood.
wood,
Just
no wood
acrylic
was
and
used,
metal.
yes.
Still really cool. We used the MC series laser cutter for the metal and the Titan
Yes,
for
sir.
the acrylic. So, I mean, let's pan over, Jose. Let's pan over to Travis. Just give everybody a shout out. Everyone knows Travis. And Javier. Javier's brand new, and he's a little shy, but it's his birthday, so everybody in the comments say happy birthday to him.
Happy birthday.
He didn't know that was going to happen, but he's a great guy, so.
What'd you think of the clock build, Jose?
It was actually really surprising because I didn't get to see it from build or the scratch or nothing. I got to see it when they were thinking about it and talking about it, and then to actually see that it was a moving clock really caught me off guard. I was like, wow, they actually did it in pretty quick. So, and with using our lasers, like super, something that if you would have just imagined it, you would have created it. So,
Yeah, I like that they used the flatbed cutter, the metal cutter, to do a large chunk of it. We actually have one in stock, so if anybody's interested in metal cutting, definitely give me a call so that I can sell you our flatbed laser.
yeah, so I've used it a couple times. They do big projects and it doesn't fail.
It's a really cool laser. It's super precise and can cut quite a few different metals.
I'm just watching Javier Cheese over there. He's so, smiles huge. Um,
Everybody's saying happy birthday.
I know.
Like everyone. Look at all the chats.
yeah, look at that. So I guess we can go to the Q&A section. Oh,
Sure.
oh, there you go.
Also,
Let's
Kurt
go.
Deemer said hi to Fred Jones, and Fred Jones is in the comment right now, too.
Kurt Deemer's my boy.
Kurt Deemer was just here for in-person training a couple weeks ago.
I know, I missed
He's
him.
been a long-time fan, so we are very thankful to have him as a full spectrum laser customer.
Yeah, I'm sorry for missing you, Kurt. I was really busy coming back here. So,
But he's back if you want to give us another visit.
yeah, come back to Vegas where you can sweat profusely and want to go back home.
Clearly.
Yes.
Clearly.
We actually
A little dewy.
we actually asked some questions on Instagram. Also, tell them to let us know for the question and answer. And there's a couple, so I'm gonna let you guys know so you
Cool.
guys can answer them. Somebody asked, or should I say their name or just the
Yeah,
question?
go for it.
Okay, so what is on Instagram? So Benjamin asked, do you need to get a lens with a 5-inch focal length to use the PS24 pass-through?
Pass through.
Yes.
So, no, when it comes to that machine, you do not need to do it for the pass-through. Unless you're pass-through, unless you're like trying to drop it, which you can't even really do, you can adjust the laser head itself. It's telescopic. And there's a little thumb screw at the top where you can adjust your laser head itself, so you don't need a different lens.
Yeah, the 5-inch lens is good for like longer focal depth, like if you're doing like a base or a bowl inside of your P-series unit. But to use a pass-through, you don't necessarily need that 5-inch lens. It's only needed on the Muse because that focal distance is needed on the riser for the pass-through. So you should be good with your standard lens, but if you're not, give us a call. We'll help you out.
Cool.
Yeah.
William asked, what's the process for greasing up the Z-table gearings?
What's the process for what?
For greasing the Z-table gearing.
Okay, so we're talking P series, and the Z table has 4 lead screws. Actually, the P series, the 20, has 3. And what you'll do is put lithium grease on there. And while you're down there, you might as well adjust the level of the bed to make sure everything is level. What I do is I put a piece of material on top and sort of adjust to the machine itself. So you bring your material right to that edge on your Pro machine, and hand adjust while the machine's off the screws, the lead screws on either side, so you get level and even, and that will eliminate anything of you thinking, oh, it's alignment and this and that. So yeah, always check that while you're lubricating your rails.
Yeah, and we recommend like white lithium grease. You can find that at Walmart, AutoZone, anything like that. If you haven't checked out yet, I believe we have a YouTube video on how to realign that bed. So if you need some help, definitely check out our YouTube channel.
Cool. Craig asked, do you folks have a showroom that we can go and walk in Las Vegas? And also, do you ship to Hawaii?
Yes, we have a showroom here, and doing demonstrations is my favorite thing. We actually do virtual demonstrations here in our showroom, and you can definitely pay us a visit live. And we do ship to Hawaii. We're known as the 9th Island here, and we have quite a few Hawaii people that work here.
It's not the 8th island?
9th.
Oh, I thought it was 8th.
I thought it was 9th Island. I think it's 9th. I'm pretty sure it's 9th because like a lot of places in town advertise 9th Island.
Oh.
But yeah, we do ship to Hawaii. Sometimes it can be a little costly depending on what you're looking at. But if you want to come to Vegas and see some of our machines live, give me a call or send me an email, Brittany@fslaser.com, and I'd be happy to help you out.
I love the Usos.
Cool. Jim asked, any idea when RE3 will go back to holding absolute or relative when the power is shut down?
Power shut down. I always thought that the software maintained your software update as
He
it
might
shut
need
down.
a update.
Yeah, he might
need
need
an
to
update.
update because it should hold relative or absolute. What machine was that?
He didn't say, he just says,
Okay.
any idea when RE3 will.
Yeah.
You might need an update. Reach out to support or even Fred Jones. We'd be happy to push you an update. But your settings should stay when you power down the machine. If they're not, just reach out to somebody. We'd be happy to help you.
Yeah. I mean, Pro, ideally you run relative. Anything with a camera, ideally you run absolute unless you're coming from the older lasers. Any other questions?
From Instagram, and a lot of people are commenting
Yeah,
on
we,
Facebook. I see.
Danny
Sean.
asked, what update are you guys on for the Muse 3D at the moment?
That's a great question. I think Fred Jones will answer in the comment section about what version we're on because I am not caught up on that yet.
You're fairly new, and
I'm new to this job.
I think we have a few updates on the Muse 3D and the CO2 lasers in general. Software is always working on the latest and greatest. So if you're in need of an update, just message Fred, message our support team, call us, we'll give you an update. As I mentioned, I saw that Sean is on there. Sean's in Hawaii, and he is about to get a Titan to Hawaii. He's super excited.
Yeah, what's up, Sean? He has a Muse right now.
Yeah.
And he's upgrading to the Titan. Nice. I remember him back in the day.
Jim actually replied and said that it is a PS24 and is running on the newest software.
Latest version?
Yeah,
Yeah,
latest version.
we'll check that out for
We'll
Jim.
check it out for him.
Jim's a good guy.
Is
Just
it,
for Jim.
Dylan asked, is it possible to zero the axis for rotary mode?
Zero the axis for rotary mode. What are they referring to? Zero the axis. Oh, like in the 0, 0 spot in the upper left-hand corner? Is that what he's asking?
Yes. I'm assuming that is, because that's the only way you would be able to zero it out. There's
Yeah.
no other way to zero
I
it
mean,
out.
so it locks one part of the gantry, and then you can go up and down with it. So as long as you set it at the top and your rotaries underneath, it should be fine, if I'm following properly.
one of the things that I noticed, if you're using a rotary in your machine, you actually have the ability to, at least on the Muse, I'm not 100% sure on the P-Series, you can actually unlock and lock the gantry and like move it out of the way so that you can get like cups and bottles if you're doing more than one. But as far as like what you're asking for the access, it might be something we might have to look a little bit more into, but I assume that you can lock it at whatever you need it to.
Sean says, Hawaii's first Titan. There you go, brother.
Yeah.
Kurt said, no question, because my PS24 runs like a top. Shout out to Brittany.
Yeah, love that. Kurt Crow.
Actually, Jared also asked, so what is the main difference between a fiber and a Gowell?
The biggest difference is it's the same machine, but so the Gowell actually refers to like the type of scan head it is on the laser. So our UV is considered a galvo laser because it's actually a galvanometer that controls the laser source. And then our fiber units are a Gowell laser as well. So the Gowell actually refers to the way the laser operates.
So rather than a gantry system, like typical CO2 laser where you have gantry and it's mechanical and moves, the laser goes to a mirror that is a galvanometer.
Galvanometer, something like that.
And the mirror fluctuates and goes off the other mirror, and they sort of toggle back and forth, drawing the image. It's sort of wild to think about. Yeah, it's crazy. So fiber is just the laser source. Like we have fiber lasers that cut metal that are on a gantry system, and we have fiber lasers that engrave with a Gowell. And so it just depends on its control system and the power source.
Exactly. And like I mentioned, the UV is a Gowell laser as well. So it's just the source that's actually in the unit, but the way that it's operational.
And you'll see there's other UV lasers out there that are really slow, and they're the traditional gantry systems. And they have to be really slow, or else they're not going to be able to cut or engrave effectively. But when you throw a UV source into a Gowell, and it's, you know, going all crazy with the mirrors, and it goes much, much, much faster. You reading the...
I'm reading some of them. I saw Danny McNabb said something.
Don't forget, guys, if you guys have any questions, anything to do with our laser, any question about the software,
you want to read
any
Danny's
question? Yeah.
I can't read it from here. Danny McNabb.
He put, I know I reached out to Brittany, but would you guys by any chance know anything about the term getting out of focus or in focus by engraving small details?
So I think he was talking about with acrylic specifically. There's like videos and stuff out there about like putting the laser out of focus and not using the autofocus. What does that do? You might know a little more than I do.
So some people think, and it is true, that running out of focus on acrylic, rather than getting that powdery output when you do depth, it actually sort of vaporizes the material and then melts it at the same time.
Okay.
So you get a sort of different output, sometimes cleaner, sometimes people want to do that if they're doing paint fills, stuff like that. So I don't know the exact, I've always pulled it out like a quarter, like an eighth of an inch to a quarter of an inch, and sort of what that does is create not so much of a focus, it opens up that beam and sort of gives it a general melt. And you can play with that. There's some cool things. If you're doing tons of detail stuff, I don't suggest it.
I heard that it's good for cutting too. Is it or no?
Cutting, I wouldn't say it's
With
good.
acrylic?
I haven't done it. No. I would say acrylic, it's best to focus to the top of the material always. I cut acrylic all the time. That's mostly what I cut. And I would say, yeah, focus to the top of the material. If it's extremely thick, you might want to drop that focus or do a double pass or something like that. But when it comes to cutting, it's sort of a pain, because if you want to do that sort of out of focus engraving, you need to bring it out of focus, and then when you go to cut, you know, you obviously have to run the raster, then put it back in focus, and then run the cut. So
Gotcha.
it's not always worth the time and effort unless it's like a one-off and you really want that output.
Yeah, I'm super used to running the machines in focus, so I really wouldn't know a whole lot about out of focus or defocusing it. But I know that I have done it once with wood. I wasn't in focus, and it kind of scorched the material a little bit.
Yeah,
so.
it looks horrible with wood.
Yeah.
So acrylic's the only one that really it's useful for, I would say.
Cool. Ian asked, is it possible to upgrade out the PS2045 older model to a 75 watt if we were to order a tube and power supply from us?
Absolutely, Ian. Send me an email. My email is Brittany@FSLaser, and it's spelled Brittany. And I'd be happy to help you with those upgraded parts if you want to upgrade your PS20 to a 75 watt. Definitely a really cool option that we're offering now.
Kurt asked, he hasn't tried it, but will a Gowell fiber cut acrylic?
It will not cut acrylic. But if you've watched our YouTube, which I'm sure you have, Kurt, you can actually mark darker acrylic or darker plastics. So we've done some really cool like image engraving / marking on black acrylic with our fiber machines. but I don't think they'll cut acrylic. We haven't tried it yet, though. You can get some depth in stone.
Yeah,
and
stone's cool.
You can cut leather. I just found that out recently.
Really?
With
That's
the fiber.
pretty cool. And the fiber's pretty interesting because there's a lot of idiosyncrasy when it comes to the color of your material, which I think sort of, it's interesting to me, I guess.
It is. Most polymers are black, and a lot of our like gun and weapons engraving people are marking black material. So I think that's why, like on black acrylic, you can get like a white mark or a really cool like photo on it. But I don't think anything lighter than like a black or gray you'll be able to mark with the fiber.
Yeah,
we
that's
tried.
Absolutely not.
We tried pearl recently, and it didn't even touch it.
Nope. Jim Barber asked, can you use out of focus on wood to simulate a branding? Yes. That's exactly what it looks like, I would say.
Yeah.
It looks like a very rough branding. So if you want to laser some horse bums, go for it, Jim. That's up to your own time.
Julia asked, what settings do you suggest for MDF on a Muse core?
I'm not familiar with MDF.
Muse core, MDF, I'm not a huge fan of MDF because MDF is a compressed material and it's mostly glue and sawdust if we want to get not so technical. And lasers don't like glue, but I would say probably 20 speed, 180 power, and probably 3 passes, honestly. MDF is not the easiest stuff to cut. It also depends on where you get your MDF, what manufacturer of the MDF, all sorts of stuff. I know there's typical MDF cuts a little bit better than the, your standard like Home Depot MDF. So a lot of variables there. Just test it real low. If it doesn't, but slow the speed down, run it again. There's no problem with running a laser over and over again until you get that cut. It's not going to be as clean as if you just did one cut, but it will be done and not ruined.
Gotcha. Cool. So multiple passes. I just saw that Art from Audio by Art put a question, but I can't read it from this far.
Art by Audio.
It's Arturos something.
Yes, he put, what setting do you recommend for cutting 3/8 acrylic on a Titan 100 watt? And what lens should be used?
Go ahead and use the standard lens that's on your Titan, the 2-inch. We just helped somebody with some acrylic recently that was also like a Kingpin referral. It took 2 passes, but I think we dropped the speed down to like 10 or 20 speed, and the power was still fairly high. It's probably going to take you multiple passes because 3/8, I don't know how thick that is. It's like what?
3/8 of an inch.
I know, but I can't envision that in my head. So is that thicker or thinner?
It's thicker than a quarter.
Okay.
And less than half.
Less than half.
So 3/8, yes, you're going to do multiple passes probably. Could get away with one pass really slow. It's not going to cut as clean. As soon as you hit that top of the material, your laser starts coming out of focus. And if it's out of alignment, you're going to see a bevel. And if it's not, you're going to start seeing a internal bevel because that laser goes in and then out. And a lot of melting. So if you want to fit pieces together, you're going to have to adjust your kerf of the project because there's going to be a lot of melting as you slow that laser head down.
What settings would you recommend for 3/8 acrylic?
Hard to say. 100 watt Titan, I would say 20 power, 100 speed, probably multiple passes, 2 or 3. 100 power, 20 speed, yeah, multiple passes.
I was right with the speed. About 20, 30 speed is what I was saying.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't ever like to go slower than 10.
Right.
Anything slower than 10, you're getting not so clean cuts, melting. If it's something that's flammable very easily, very possible that you have a fire on your hands. So,
Cool.
Be aware of that.
Dylan asked, is EVA foam possible to cut with a CO2 laser?
Dylan, EVA, I don't believe has anything per se bad in it. I've cut EVA foam. I also keep my laser in the garage away from my family, friends, and pets. But I have cut EVA foam, and it cuts extremely easy. It's like butter. I have my laser. I mean, half the time I don't even redo alignment. I'm just like, I hope it works because I don't want to do alignment right now. But EVA foam, you can literally be like 0.5 power, 100 speed, and it's cutting.
Nice. I would say always check out, like, if you can, an MSDS, which is like materials safety data sheet on material.
Yes.
Just double check that there's like no PVC, chlorine, anything toxic. Typically, there will be resources out there that will say if this laser is safe or not. So check that out before you ever try to operate it with your laser. And like Walker mentioned, his machine's in the garage, so maybe push it away or vent it out a different way so you're not inhaling that smell.
As long as there's no PVC and ABS, if ABS is present, it's going to create chlorine gas, and that's what they use to do horrible things. So yeah,
Yikes.
you don't want to cut bad things, and that's number one. And every material has a MSDS. Even if it's an EVA foam from a different manufacturer, you need to check it out. Keep yourself safe. You don't want to be breathing that stuff in.
And we run samples here all the time for customers when they're looking at buying a machine, and we always ask for the MSDS sheet just to double check that it's something that we're safe running here, especially in the showroom where we don't have a whole lot of like outward ventilation.
Yes. Any questions? Instagram, Facebook, YouTube?
We are caught up on all our questions.
Did we miss anything above while we were talking or no?
I tried to go up and it looks like we caught everything already.
Cool.
You guys have any last minute questions? Go ahead.
Dropping things live.
Yeah.
I see there was one more question. Did Arturo ask another question?
Yes,
No.
Zio Arturo just asked, I've seen many videos and recommendations from videos and forums. Why are people running 100 current and high power settings? Isn't it bad to run it that hot?
Yes. So I always recommend, and this is my personal preference, and one thing I tell everybody is everybody operates a laser differently. I always start with lower powers. I don't mess with current a lot. I've adjusted it here and there. But I always start at like 35, 40, even 50 power and then work my way up or run the job again. You shouldn't always be running the laser on 100% power. It can actually shorten the span of your CO2 tube, and you're throwing a lot at the material. So if you're working with like acrylic or wood, you'll get overburn, melting, not a clean cut. So I don't know. That's my personal preference. Lower power. What would you say?
So to add to that, I would say it's like running a car. If you're going 80 miles on the freeway, those are freeway miles. They're easy miles. You're vector cutting at 100%. It's not that bad. You don't want to avoid doing things because it's going to shorten the length of your tube. The worst thing you can do for your tube is running it hot, literally, by not cooling it with water. So that's the biggest one. If there are bubbles in your tube, that's going to possibly break, and then your tube's out and you got to get a new one. So the hardest thing technically on your tube is when it's going off a million times, like for a raster, boom, 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 but it's technically not nearly as bad as running a hot laser. So don't avoid driving the car the way you want to drive the car, because you want to save the engine's miles. It's, you know, as long as you're not revving it and going, you know, full speed in first, right? So it's not that big of a deal to run at 100%. People say that because older laser systems used to not tweak that rate of 100%, and then the cathode goes out real quick on your tube. We have engineered it so it doesn't do that as bad, because it's always going to do that. Tubes are consumable. It's not something to worry about. Just keep your laser cool.
Yeah, but like I said, it's all personal preference. Everybody operates a laser different. It's a lot of trial and error, getting used to your machine. You may find something that works better for you than what we recommended. So try it out, get used to your Titan. Let me know if you need any help, Art.
Yes. I would say it is also very dependent on where you're at. So if you're in a freezing place, cooling's not that big of an issue, but getting too cold and freezing the tube is going to be a real big issue, because then your water expands when it's cold, the tube breaks, and you're out of tube. So
drain the water.
It's extremely hot here, as you can tell, and
we're dewy.
Yeah, we're dewy, beklept, and when it's extremely hot, you want to make sure your laser doesn't overheat, because there is a range of acceptable temperature where the laser is most effective.
It's like ambient, like room temperature, right?
You want to keep it around that 70-ish, 60-ish area. Anything hotter than that, you're going to lose efficiency. Anything cooler than that, you're going to lose efficiency. So that's that.
Anybody that we're missing? Oh, people are putting settings below. So, Art, if you need some help, definitely message some of these people that have been around for a little bit.
Billy Knapp says 3 years, he always runs 100%. And
same tube.
Same tube. Yeah, I think the more I've been around it, the more I realize it's how you take care of the machine. Yeah. The 45 watts aren't as strong as the 90 watts just because of the way they're built. There's nothing like special about it or horrible about it. It's just they're a little more solid, and that's why they go in P-series machines and the larger Titan. So keep that in mind.
Cool. That's it for our questions.
That looks like...
what's coming next?
Actually, we just got one last one.
One last
one.
Yes, Billy also asked, what tension do you set the belts to?
On his Muse?
On his Muse, yes, correct, yes.
So, when it comes to tension on the belts, it's like Goldilocks, right? Not too warm, not too cold, just right.
Oh
so
ridiculous.
When you feel the belt tension, you don't want them just springing around like all willy-nilly. You also don't want it so tight that it could run a vehicle. So it's just like right in the middle, that sweet spot. It's sort of hard to I know it sounds ridiculous coming from like an engineering thing, but not too tight, not too loose.
Okay, that's a good answer, I guess.
Well,
a little weird with the Goldilocks reference, but
it's the Goldilocks zone. It's just right.
It's just right. Cool. If nobody has any other questions, what do we think is coming next?
So we got a lot of cool things. I got some time to unwind and think about new project ideas and new video concepts. So I've been just sitting at my house for a year just thinking about it,
I heard you traveled to Cambodia or something?
I traveled to Cambodia and met some cool people. Been all over the place. So we've got tons and tons of cool things. We've got a new team, new ideas, new brains, with their lasers. New customers since I've been here.
Yeah, we got new customers. We've sold quite a few Titans. We do have new faces, like we already mentioned. We have another Ashley that works here. She works in the sales team with me. We're going to do a project with her soon.
We're going to do a lot more projects with other people. Like we're going to do Meet the Team, but Meet the Team, let's see what they want to make. Right?
I like it. I think it's a great idea.
What creativity they have.
Yeah.
Exactly. Shine.
Including
everybody
me.
shine.
I'll see what I got for you guys.
Yeah, well,
give everybody the opportunity to learn the machines. That way we're all, laser experts.
So, if you guys want to join us next time, just hit the like button if you're on YouTube, comment on Facebook, follow us if you're not. If you got the notification, you probably are already following us for years now. It's good to be back. Thank you for joining us. Like, subscribe, all the YouTube rigmarole.
We're happy he's back. Thank you for joining us today.
Like our Facebook page.
And until next time.
Oh, I'm saying it?
Yeah.
Keep making.